I think it's all about preparation. As ma'am said, you have to live the case, you have to internalize the facts, because you are essentially out there contending with the witness who's lived the story and you weren't there. So you better know that better than the witness. It's all about strategy. It's about thinking 5 questions ahead of you. Every question needs to have an objective. Never ask something the answer to which you do not know yourself, as
Yeah.
some people say. My dad used to tell me the best questions in a cross examination are the questions never asked. So that sort of outlines the need for economy in asking and taking what you want from a cross examination and not meandering in it, not asking journalistic type questions of what, why, how, not giving the witness a lot of room to spin a narrative or create a story and damage your case. So all in all, you are under as much cross examination as the witness when you are doing it. Have to know the case really well, have to have flowcharts in your head. If this is a question I'm asking to the witness can give 3 responses, and in each of those responses, what would be my follow-up questions. So a 3D flowchart should be there before you when you are doing this. Understanding the witness really well. Where does the witness come from? What are the incentives that people operate on? So there's a psychological element to cross examination. For example, somebody who's a volatile person, you may get something from that person by nudging him or by saying something provocative, whereas some other people would want to be handheld, and you need to gain the confidence and inspire the confidence of the witness for the witness to come and help you. At different ways, and there's no straight jacket, again, as ma'am said. Look at the witness, look at what you're seeking to achieve from the cross examination, and frame your questions. You can't have a script that you can stick to. You'll have to evolve all the time and on your feet while you're there. Language is very, very important. Be careful in how you frame the question. Sometimes framing the question in a certain way may help you get a desired answer. And there are studies on human psychology that say that asking a question in a particular way may also tweak the memory of the witness. Not that I'm trying to argue here that answers may be manipulated, but the way you ask a question sometimes may make the witness answer in a certain way. Also, a lot of things which may be important are that very, very important for you to keep the fact and issue and the relevant facts in mind for the case. You don't ask something in order to show off your the gift of gab, or to show how great an orator you are, or to the play to the gallery. Sometimes, as ma'am said, your questions would be very, very boring questions to the client or to the spectators, but you have an objective which would become clearer after you've cross-examined 5 more witnesses and exposed the consistency and inconsistencies between those.